Okay, so I see that you typed in, I believe 3 was the answer. Okay, that's what your answer, and this is the correct answer. So I was looking at your work, and I do see an error. So it's not a big error, but it is an error. So when you're doing this process right here, you just kind of moved it to this side of the equal sign, and you didn't change it. So it doesn't stay -3. Okay. It actually when you cross it over, it becomes a +3. So this actually becomes a +3. Okay. So +3 +9 +9, everything else is correct. Uh, right here, when you had square root of 15, this would have been correct. All right. I don't know how you put 3 in when technically you got 3.87. So that's a little. I don't know why you typed in 3 when your answer was this. But when you cross this over to this side, it becomes a +3. So it's +3 +9 +9. So this is actually 18 plus 3, right? 9 plus 9 is 18 plus 3, which is actually 21. So this whole time, this should have been 21, 21, 21. Now, of course, you did the right step because this is r squared, and you need to take the square root. So when you take the square root of 21, okay, I believe it is 4.58257565. And if I'm not mistaken, I think this is the exact same number that is right there. 4.58257568. So you had about 90% of everything they needed to do. You just, when you cross this 3 over, you kept it negative right here. So you see how it's on this side now, and it should have been a positive. Whenever you cross the equal sign, you change the sign of the number. And then I don't know how you went from square root of 15, uh, which is 3.80. So which I see this is the square root of 15. I don't know why you typed in 3, just a regular 3 here. It should have been like you should have typed in all of this. Okay. Um, I don't know if this program has the function of letting you type in a square root, but if they do, you could just type in square root of 21, and that should have been the answer. Okay. So I hope that helps. You have all this math right here is good. I think you were kind of right here. This step is it's a good step. You can do it, but I think you could kind of jump from here to here already. But we'll get there in time. All right. So on this problem, I already know what your mistake is, and I'm just gonna kind of highlight it right now before I start. This is very much key right here. This is endpoints, okay? And when I was looking over your work, I noticed something. I noticed that this does not match up. Notice it says -10, -8, -7, -5. I don't know if you caught that, but it's actually +7. And because you changed the x from a +7 to a -7, x is your h value. So notice you're going to get this wrong. The y's, you kept them the same. So that's why the k was right. And if you mess up the x here, well, then your radius is also going to mess up. Now, I was looking at your work. It looks pretty good. A lot of this stuff looks good. I just don't know where you got this from. Uh, I don't remember going over half. So I think that might be an error too. So the two errors I saw was that this should have been a positive and you wrote down negative. Very similar to what you did over here, right? You kind of brought the 3 over, but you didn't. change it. So like when you bring a 3 over, -3, so it's like you're adding 3 to both sides. So it negates it here, and then you bring it over here. So this should have been a positive, right? So very similar. So you got to be very careful with your negatives. I'm still gonna, however, do the problem so you can see one done in real time. Now, so this is a +7 and -5. Okay, so you did your steps right. You found your center, which is your midpoint, which would be -10 plus 7 divided by 2, and -8 plus a -5 divided by 2, which our center now becomes -3/2, and which would be -13/2. Now I see that you converted to decimals instead of having fractions. That is fine. So I'm going to do the same because it seems to me that you like decimals more. So, and that's fine. This is my center point. Okay. So now I want to find my radius, which is the distance between 2 points. And the 2 points is has to be one of them has to be the center, and the other one is just whichever one of these points. I like to deal with smaller numbers, so I'm going to choose this one. So the radius is the distance between 2 points. So my distance formula is x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. Okay. So now I'm going to use this, my center, as my x2, my x1. I mean, my x2 and my y2. This way, that's going to be my first points. Boom, bada bing. Okay. So then I'm gonna just plug this in as far as my y1 and my x1. So my x1 is here, my y1 is here. Okay, I gotta know that there's these two negatives here, so this becomes a positive. So let me scroll a little bit. So then this becomes -8.5 squared, and this becomes -1.5 squared. And it's all under the square root. Okay. So I don't know what these are squared, so I'm just gonna kind of type them in my calculator real quick. -8.5 squared plus -1.5 squared. Whoops. And that actually gives me 74.5. Now, since we're dealing with decimals, I'm just gonna take the decimal of that. So 74.5, the square root of 74.5, I get 8.6313338. I don't know. Was that the answer? Was that what you got for the answer? Did it show the answer? Yeah. Nope. 8.6313. I think it has more decimals. Yeah. So I didn't write all the decimals, but it has all the decimals, and that's the radius right there. Uh, so I think the major issue was that you put a negative for the 7, and then you had this 1/2. I don't know where you got that 1/2 from. Maybe my handwriting in the notes is a little off, but the formula for the radius or the distance between 2 points is this one right here. There's no half. It's a square root. Okay. I hope this helps. Let me know how it goes.